Why were ancient no-sew fabric methods so ingenious? Imagine living in a time when sewing needles and scissors were rare or unavailable. How did people make clothing that fit, lasted, and could be easily fixed? That's where ancient no-sew fabric methods shine. These techniques were clever because they used simple tricks like folding, tying, and draping fabric to create wearable items without any sewing at all. Early humans relied on natural fibers like flax, wool, and silk, which they processed by hand into threads and woven into cloth. But before they had needles, they used large pieces of fabric that could be wrapped around the body and fastened with knots, pins made from bones or thorns, or even tied with strips of fabric. This way, they made clothes that could be easily adjusted or taken apart for reuse. What makes these methods so smart is how they used what was available. No need for complex tools meant they could craft garments anywhere, whether they were nomads or farmers. They could create simple dresses, cloaks, or even bags just by folding and tying fabric. For example, a large square cloth could be folded into a shirt by wrapping it around the body and tying the ends. If a part tore, they could just re-dye or refold the fabric instead of sewing a new piece. This approach saved time, money, and resources. It also meant they could reuse fabric multiple times, which is a core idea in modern upcycling and recycle crafts. Ancient no-sew methods also helped with quick repairs. If a garment got damaged, they could easily re-dye or refold it without needing to sew. This made clothing more sustainable and adaptable. They often used natural materials like bones, stones, or shells as fasteners, which were easy to find and use. These techniques kept clothing functional and flexible, perfect for changing weather or activities. Today, these ancient tricks inspire modern no-sew projects. You can tie strips of fabric to make a bag, use fabric glue instead of sewing, or fold old textiles into new shapes. The idea is to work with what you have, avoid waste, and make something useful without needing special tools. These methods show how resourcefulness and creativity can turn simple fabric into all kinds of useful items. They reminded us that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective, and that working with natural fibers and basic techniques can still produce beautiful, functional pieces. That's why ancient no-sew fabric methods were so clever. They used minimal tools, maximized material, and created versatile, sustainable clothing and items that lasted.